Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sam Roberts Wrestling Podcast.
We're at the WWE Performance Center. Sam Roberts, Katie Linendoll, and this dreamboat to my left is Tyler Breeze. Tyler, what's the haps?
Hello. Hello again. How are you guys?
This is like a monthly thing I look forward to.
Yeah. Finding Tyler Breeze. But this is the first time we really get to sit down and spend a little bit of time.
Yeah. Normally it's a quick little thing, but this
Right.
time I think we got a little bit of time.
Right. Well, Breaking Ground has got to be a big deal for you because I feel like a little bit on the ESPN E60 piece, we got to know you outside of Tyler Breeze, but Tyler Breeze is such a big character. And I think it's one of the few characters that people actually still get kind of lost in.
Yeah.
Like they look at you as if you're this person. Are you excited to be able to show yourself on Breaking Ground, or are you worried that it might disrupt the illusion?
No, I mean, I think people for the most part, that's kind of the thing is they can get lost in the illusion.
Right.
So, and they like to get lost in the illusion. If they watch me do an interview or something, if they see me or if they see Tyler Breeze, it's all, it just raises questions and they want to know more and they want to know more. And so it's kind of the beauty of Breaking Ground is they're getting to know more. They're getting to, kind of see stuff that they've never seen before. And for me personally, it's kind of cool because I've been on the ground floor of a lot of things, including NXT when it first started up. And now, this is another kind of project that we're undertaking. And, it's the first time that people actually get to take a peek behind the scenes at myself and a lot of other people and see what we do outside of our time in the ring. And, I think people are excited about it.
You get to see all your seasonal residences.
Exactly.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Which is your favorite?
You know what? Too many. There's too many.
I'll stay tuned. I don't want to spoil
Yeah,
it.
Right, no spoilers.
You got to watch the show.
So, do you think a show like this could have been done? You were a part of this when it was FCW, before there was a performance center.
Yes.
You were there. Do you think this type of show could have been done when this was FCW and it was smaller?
I mean, they could have done it. Would it have been what it's about to be right now? Probably not. Just in terms of, how much we've grown, how much FCW has become NXT, and how NXT has grown into really an entity of its own that people are fully behind and that, can sell out a 10,000 seat arena. That is what is going to, sell Breaking Ground.
Right.
And I don't think that we had that before. I think it really took, what we've built over the years to make something like this something that people want to tune in and see, something that they, actually are going to seek out and want to see episode after episode and probably season after season.
How do you feel about your role in NXT right now? Because to me, as just a watcher, it seems like you're really being used as a guy who they can depend on for good matches. Who's always, so if Jushin Liger is going to be in town, we're going to give him to Breeze. If we need a good match for Apollo, we're going to give him to Breeze. But that said, while you're making other people look good, do you feel like you're not getting enough time to make yourself that entity?
I mean, you know what? You could really look at it from a couple different perspectives.
Yeah.
What I like to look at it is basically those are opportunities. Any time that they're going to say, hey, we're going to put you on NXT Brooklyn in front of 16,000 people with a legend like Jushin Thunder Liger, it's not like you're going to be like, damn. That's something that's really cool and that nobody before me got to wrestle Liger in a WWE ring.
Right.
I'm the only person and the first person to ever do that. So that's an opportunity for me. Even it doesn't matter really what the end result is. I'm the person in there with him. And to me that's very important. And the same thing with Cruz. Cruz is someone who, nobody has really seen a lot of him yet. He's brand new, he's fresh to the company, and he's fresh to the audience. And the audience wants to see more from him. They want to see him in a spot to, does he have what it takes in a 10-minute match, a 15-minute match, a 20-minute match? And if I'm the person that has the opportunity to show everybody that, then I kind of take a pride in that.
Yeah.
That's another opportunity for me to, it as much as it highlights him, I think it highlights me as well. And, even you said just being a viewer, you can see this. You can see it match after match. It's, like I said, end result doesn't really matter. You see that Tyler Breeze, every time I'm inside a ring, will deliver. Depending, doesn't even matter who's across the ring from me. It's going to be a match that you're going to want to see again and again.
How long into your career did it take for you to get to that point where you can confidently tell me, I know that if they put me in there with whoever they put me in, I can deliver? How long does it take to get there?
I mean, it really depends. That can vary from person to person.
And for it to be true. I know a lot of young guys could be like, I'm going to steal the show every time.
Yeah,
it's like
6 months in, you're like, man, I'm stealing this. No, it really depends. I mean, for me personally, I was, before WWE, I was 4 years. I came here for my first 3 years, and it really was, I could do stuff, but it wasn't what you're seeing now. It wasn't Tyler Breeze. It wasn't, these takeover matches that you're seeing. I would say probably about a year and a half of being Tyler Breeze, I really got comfortable as what my character is and what my character does, and where really it's almost I don't think about it, I just do it.
Yeah.
And that's, it took a couple of years of being Tyler Breeze to get to that point, and a couple things tried before that, before you really kind of find the right groove.
And being Tyler Breeze, you have this entertainment factor that is an absolute given. What's next on the forefront? We've seen the selfie stick and then the evolution to Periscope. What ideas do you have that you're cooking up? Give us a little tease.
Well, I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but there is a couple things in the works. And definitely, if we're going to do anything with technology or, anything that's basically advancing daily, I'm probably going to be the guy that's doing it. And
that's a good place to be.
Yeah.
Because there's always stuff coming out. Like, way to set yourself up.
And it also says a lot, like the fact that Tyler Breeze is the character that would be the most kind of relevant technologically, kind of goes to show how vain people are. You know what I mean? That you're the most relatable.
Yeah. And that's the thing too is, in WWE and wrestling in general, a lot of things have been done for years and years and years and years. To find something that hasn't been done before and to do it and to be successful at it is a whole other scenario altogether.
Yeah.
And now we've done a bunch of things that haven't been done before. Even just something as simple as streaming a video from a phone to a Tron. Like it seems simple enough, but nobody's done it before, and now I'm doing it.
Right.
To do something on Periscope, same thing. We did the thing with Facebook, Facebook Live. Same type of deal as Periscope. And I believe last time you guys were here, we were flying a little drone around.
That's
so
correct.
there's always something there. You ever seen that happen? No one's really done anything with that yet. So I mean, there's always new stuff coming out, and like I said, I'm kind of take pride in being the first one to be able to do these things.
You're going to do the Lily drone, the one that follows him out to the ring.
I was already watching videos on that.
It was that I saw Katie was on the Today Show with a drone that was attached to a tether.
Oh, really?
And it's like a drone selfie stick.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that's perfect. Like
it just flies up and then you just kind of pull it wherever you want?
Yeah, like you got like a little plastic base and then it's got a tether on it, and so you got to just learn how to control it. I like how I show Sam the
technology, and he's like, totally great for Tyler.
Yeah,
and I was like, glad that's where your head's at.
Let's involve it in pro wrestling.
Exactly.
Let's figure out how to.
Why not?
Exactly.
Can I ask you one really nerdy question about how you do the Periscope and then feed it back to the Tron? Is that working through like Apple TV? How do you pull that off? Because that's got to be a really dedicated signal.
You know what? The way we did Periscope was actually, we did it on a live takeover. And so how we did it was there was a couple different accounts. So one of the phones was actually my phone, and I think the last, because I had like 3 or 4 models out there with me. And I think the last model had my phone, which was connected on my Periscope.
Yep.
Then we had WWE's Periscope on another phone, and we had NXT's Periscope on another phone. So they all walked out with the phones, and they were streaming on different things. So if whatever link you clicked, you were watching that one.
Got it.
And as I walked out, I just kind of went on the NXT one. I was on the WWE one.
But the one that goes to the Tron.
Like the day-to-day one.
Yeah.
That's
How
more. I think that's an app. I think it's an app that they use. I want to say it's like Airstream or something.
They're probably going to Apple
It
TV.
goes, it goes right to their stuff, and then they put it right up on there.
Interesting. Because at the end of the match, too, which is so awesome that you close the loop. Like you're back on.
Yes. Yeah.
Take that back. That's incredible.
And they can actually have that streaming the whole time. So I believe we did it a couple takeovers where actually as I'm walking out, they're screen capping and tweeting out as I'm walking out as well.
Good.
See, like you're thinking it's brilliant technology-wise, and I'm thinking it's brilliant for the character that this wrestling match that he was in was just kind of an interruption to his day-to-day life of taking selfies.
Yeah, an inconvenience having to get in here and disrupt it.
What do you hope that gets shown? Because we've talked before about like how much work you not only have to do physically, but character development and stuff like that. Is breaking ground as far as your story? Are we going to be seeing more stuff where you're physically working on things, or is it also going to be about character development?
My breaking ground story is going to be a little bit different than other people's. So, for example, the E60 piece that you guys saw, that was actually right around the time that I debuted Tyler Breeze. So they happened to just be there right at the time when I was transitioning over into that character. So they saw all the work getting put into Tyler Breeze, all the work that got it put into actually debuting into my first match. Where we are right now with breaking ground is a lot more kind of on my personal life. So, they see me, advancing my life with my girlfriend and, buying a house. And, we just happened to, I actually adopted a dog that was hanging around the PC. Just, he was here and I just happened to, we were having a PC All Access show here. And I came here, and the dog just started following me around, and I kind of got concerned because there was, you know, a lot of cars all over the place. And so we tossed him in the Tough Enough house for the day, and nobody came for him, and he had no collar, no chip, no nothing. So I took him home, and now he's at my house. So.
What kind of dog is he?
Snapshots of you as like a human person.
Yes,
It's very genuine.
What kind of dog is it?
He's kind of a mix of a bunch of things. We
Who
don't
knows?
fully
He's the dog
know.
we found, yeah.
Yeah, but he's really cool, and you know, we love having him at home. But that was another thing that they just happened to stumble upon. The cameras were rolling, and I just saw him. I was like, you know, he kind of found me, is what we say, you know, because I was just walking around. He followed me around, and I think I was bringing my bag in or something. And he was jumping at my bag and just playing, and it's really cool. So they happened to get that on camera, and you know, just kind of it's kind of a cool time that they happen to catch on these episodes. So.
But you know, from the power of editing, is there any moments that you've had you're like, oh man,
that's going to be the one?
Yeah. You know, there's a couple where you didn't even realize it because they were all over the place. So we did like a couple outside of Florida shows where we went to Texas, and I think they were there for the Texas shows and maybe Nashville. And we're in the airport, and you know, you're tired in the morning, and you're just kind of, you know, sitting there talking to your friends and whatever, and all of a sudden you're just like mid-conversation, and you glance over and there's a camera recording it all, and you're, oh, what did I say? I think we're okay. Okay, I think we're okay. But we'll have to see when we watch it, I guess, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Do you like the life of reality TV?
It's, you know what, it's cool. It's different. You just have to get used to. There's always cameras on, and you know, chances are you're gonna be mic'd up doing something, and you know, just random things happen, and people like it, and it's just different, very different.
So before you were here, before you were in FCW, you were trained by Lance Storm, is that right?
Yep, that's correct.
So Lance Storm's one of the best of all times, and he's known as one of the best trainers as well.
Mm-hmm.
When you come here, how do you transition into, do you have to change the way you've been training? Do you have to forget what you did? Do you have to adapt to what you did?
You know what, there's kind of a lot to that, because when I first broke in with Lance, he basically, you know, had a clean slate. He started from start to finish. He basically taught me everything I need to get through a match in a ring. You know, and you know, we worked on a couple little character things and stuff like that, but really we didn't get too far into developing a character and stuff like that. He just kind of gave you the basics and where you go, and then that kind of comes on me to, you know, gain experience and stuff like that. Once you come here, there is, you know, a whole bunch of new trainers who they have a totally different style. Where, you know, if you get someone like Norman Smiley, for example, extremely, you know, technical genius. He knows all sorts of little things that you'd never even think of. But then at the same time, when you watch his WCW stuff where he is screaming Norman Smiley, he's a master of being a character as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, now you've got his take on both of those things. So you got to take little bits and pieces from everybody and kind of craft it into what you're going to become.
And that is a great point, and that's something you learn from, because like me, I grew up watching American wrestling, so the only place I knew Norman Smiley from in the beginning, you know, eventually you get tapes and you figure it out because you're a wrestling nerd, you tape trade. But I knew Norman Smiley from Nitro and the hardcore division, and he's just screaming and doing the wiggle and wearing hockey helmets, and like I'm like, he's the trainer, and then you start to do your research, you're like, oh.
And you're like, you know, he's got tons of stuff from Mexico and Japan.
Yes.
Where you're watching him and you're like, that's Norman, you know, that's screaming Norman. He's not screaming at all.
Is he going to do the wiggle?
Yeah.
No.
So it's cool. And I mean, you know, then the same thing goes with, you know, you got Billy Gunn, you got Terry Taylor, you got all these different kind of generations and different, you know, they've all come from different walks and different characters, different, you know, experience. And you really, if you're smart, you're going to take a little bit from everybody, you know, because then it's just wasted knowledge that you're not really taking advantage of.
Yeah. So where do you want to be going forward? Do you like your spot in NXT now? Because you are, like you said before, you're getting tons of opportunities. You're getting put on any big show they have, you're going to have a great spot. You know, and you're as well known as anybody on the roster. You got the action figure, you got the whole deal. Do you want to be doing that here, or are you kind of ready and itching to be on the main roster?
I mean, you know, the ultimate goal is always the same. You know, you're not going to be working on WrestleMania if you're in NXT.
Right.
So the goal is always to get to where you want to be, and that's WrestleMania. But in the meantime, NXT is basically kind of the hottest thing going. And anyone who's been a part of it, you know, being a part of these takeovers and being a part of when we went to Brooklyn, and, you know, we got London coming up. They're experiences that you really can't buy. You can't, you know, you can't duplicate them. You have to be there for the first time when NXT goes into these markets that haven't had us before, and it's crazy. Like if you're there, the feeling, like the atmosphere is, you know, you can't really explain it. It's something new to me that every time it happens, we're just kind of like, man, like I'll remember that forever because it's just so
on trend.
Yeah, it's just it's hot. It feels hot.
Yep.
It feels relevant. It feels something that everybody wants to be a part of. And even the guys up there, everybody is watching, and they all want to be a part of NXT somehow or some way. They're keeping track of it.
Well, they showed the NXT panel on the network, and Rollins, who's as big as you can get on the main roster, he's the champion of the world. He's like, oh, I was watching it going, I missed that. I wish I was kind of...
Well, and even since he was here,
right,
changed leaps and bounds.
Right.
100% different product, different everything, different audience. So much exposure and just so much. There's so much stuff going on, even with the Performance Center and with NXT, and we've got these shows coming out. We've got Breaking Ground coming out. We've got all these little things that they're new. They're just new and they're relevant, and everybody kind of wants to be ahead of that curve. Everybody wants to be a part of the newest thing coming out because the world is just changing so quickly, and the fact that NXT somehow seems to be ahead of the curve on every single part of it, it's just exciting.
Do you think the Performance Center and being in NXT is a good training ground for anyone trying to make it to main roster?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, if you want to be on the main roster, if you want to be on WrestleMania, you have no other choice.
But even just getting up early and going through the training and being there day to day, do you think some people just aren't cut out for it and it's like, you're out?
That's, what, I was told before, if it's not something that you love, if this isn't what you love 100%, chances are you're going to be miserable because, you're in here and you're having these matches and you're having matches all the time, so your body is getting beat up. You have to be in the gym, which isn't easy. When you're tired and you don't want to go work out, you got to go in there. You got to go in there. If you're driving along and you're hungry, but you're not just going to stop at some fast food place because you got TVs the next day. You need to stay a certain way. You got to stay healthy. You got to stay rested. You have to be dedicated to it. And the fact is some people either don't want to or they just can't. And the people that love it, they're going to do it. Like myself, for example, it was kind of the thing of when I was 6 years old, whatever it takes, it's happening. And
who'd you look at when you were 6?
Like look up to?
Yeah.
I was kind of the perfect WWE fan where
Hogan?
No, it was after that. It was more it was Bret Hart. Bret Hart right off the bat.
So you were like new generation,
100%,
perfect. So they loved you.
I loved Bret Hart, and then as soon as Stone Cold Steve Austin came in, I hated him. And then I loved him.
Right.
And then, Shawn Michaels, same thing. Hated him, loved him.
So you kind of just were doing whatever they told you
exactly.
to do.
Exactly. If they steered me this way, I was this way 100%.
Right.
So
perfect. Perfect. Well, Tyler, man, thanks for hanging out.
Awesome, man. Anytime. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
Cool. Hey, it's Sam Roberts. I hope you enjoyed that wrestling interview from Sam Roberts Wrestling Podcast. You can go to notsam.com to subscribe to that podcast. But I upload videos like that on this YouTube channel all the time. So if you don't already subscribe, subscribe now. It's on the side of the page. I made it real easy. Click the button. Subscribe to the page. Subscribe to the page.